Can we please have the presenter from the NFP, please?
Thank you, Program Director. Allow me at the very outset, all protocol observed, allow me to congratulate our former public protector on your achievement, and thank you for making South Africa proud. I want to start off with a quote by our former President Nelson Mandela when he said, "Democracy is not a spectacular sport. It requires the active participation of all the people to flourish." Having said that, Deputy President, the marginalization of smaller parties should not and must not be considered. But let me start off by saying the question that we should be asking ourselves, why do we enter into coalition governments? Let's assume that we entered into coalition governments to serve the people of this country. Then the question is, why is it collapsing every other day? So certainly it means that we're not entering into coalition governments to serve the interest of ordinary people in the country. Well, I'll tell you why coalition governments are not working. And I've said this time and time again. Parties that are entering into coalition governments are only entering into coalition governments on the positions for power, for control, and most importantly for financial resources. I can assure you, bags and bags of cash change hands because people are obsessed with power. It's not about serving the interests of ordinary South Africans. And it is for that reason you will find political parties that will be in a coalition agreement and next month they're moving to another political party. It's only because more money has been handed over there. Now, when we compare ourselves with other countries, we must be very mindful of the fact that the circumstances and the dynamics of politics in South Africa is different. In fact, in this country, we are obsessed with power to such an extent that our main focus is to remove others, rather than work together with the common interest of finding solutions in the interest of the country. We want to attack and replace each other. Now that, for me, does not augur well in terms of taking South Africa forward. Now, I want to say one more thing here. Unless, and I'm going to repeat, unless we separate politics from administration. Now, I don't want anybody to say me that in theory that's what it is. I know it is. In practice, unless you separate politics from administration, coalition governments will not work. Because the emphasis is on the cookie jar, and that is about financial resources. So what we suggest you should be doing, and what we all should be doing, is ensure that no politician in this country has anything to do with any appointments, whether it's local, provincial, or national government. Have an independent body, like we found out in Ireland when we went recently. Let an independent body be responsible for human resource. Right now the requirement is you must be a good singer and dancer if you want to be appointed. And that is why our municipalities are in the state that they are. That's the first thing, an independent body that will appoint people that have got the expertise and the capacity to be able to do that. Secondly, no politician should have anything to do with procurement. Procurement must be done absolutely independent of politicians. And if politicians cannot get the hands of tenders, there'll be no infighting, coalitions won't collapse. If they know from day one that you're not going to be able to get your hands on the finances, I can assure you most of them won't want to work with each other. That is what the situation is. I hope am I running out? 10 minutes already, just it's not much. But the National Freedom Party will support amendments. However, we are not satisfied with the threshold you're talking about. We don't believe it's in the interest of democracy. And like I've just quoted our former President Nelson Mandela when he said, all of us, this country belongs to all who live in it. We all should be able to have equal opportunities. But I also want to thank the Speaker for the first time that all parties had equal time. Normally we get a lot less than we get. First time in history they gave us 10 minutes, all of them. But very importantly, we think that unless we can come together in the interest of this country and put our differences aside, we are not going to go forward. I've run out of time, but I've got a whole lot more to talk about. But lastly, I want to say your coalition governments, why they are not working, I said already, because of finances and monies and corruption. But it's also leading to assassination. That's how obsessed we are with power, that we will even assassinate other members just to get that power and control. So unless we address those root causes, we won't be able to be successful with coalitions. Thank you very much.